Hello again. A while ago, I was asked on the RPG pub forum about drawing map assets in Affinity Designer. Now, just to start off, I don't really draw maps. I'm not a kind of a map guy. I'm more of a kind of character prop kind of dude. But I thought I'd have a go. And the stuff that I'm doing here today, I got from a guy called mapeffects.com, I think. Uh, he's a very talented creator, so I kind of just riffed on one of his, the way he draws mountains and stuff. So if you get a chance, have a look. So there's, again, like everything, there's numerous ways that you can draw maps, assets. In this case, we'll be looking at a kind of a mountain, and then you can build from there. Again, I'm not an expert at map assets, so this is like, I think this is my second time doing it. So I'll reveal this here because so this is obviously the mountain I came up with. It's there. So there she blows. Now I tried to recreate. I tried to create that in a few different ways using the pen tool, etc. The pen tool, the pencil tool, and I wasn't happy with any of them. So I eventually went to the vector brush tool, and that's over here. And I picked something. There you go. There's the brush I picked. I think this is one of the stock. Doesn't really matter. It has a slightly tapered end and a little bit of a fade, and that's what I kind of wanted for these. And very importantly, we wanted to scale with object. So if we didn't have that, it would look very funky if we scaled the object down. It would kind of distort and thicken the lines. It would look pretty bad. So that's what I came up with. So I'm going to try and do that again using a brush, and I'll just do a quick test. Okay, that's fine. So I've taken off the stabilizer and the rope mode. Sorry, I'm just telling, yeah. Is that 128? Sorry, I'm not sure why, because it doesn't seem to be. What does it say? I'm just doing a few line tests, so don't really worry about that. But basically, there's no. So if we go to the brush tool, there's no stabilizer, width, opacity, blend. Everything is fairly normal. And of course, we can adjust the width of the stroke here if we need to. So I'm just going to start basically kind of doing a kind of a slight S shape, like for a ridge here. And I'm going to try and make it as buckety and liney as I can. And it doesn't really have to be all that accurate at all, and it doesn't have to follow this shape. So now automatically Affinity's going to try and clean it up a bit, which sometimes we don't really want. But anyway, it's done that. And now we'll draw the kind of central peak. Okay, I'm not happy with that for a start. And I'm going to do this now on the other side. Okay, there's a couple of bits on this I'm not happy with it at all. That one, this is just crazy. Oops. Select the node, delete the node. And what I might do is I'll select all of these. Go on here, I'll select these and I'll just make them jagged. No, I won't do that. Some of them, any of the points that I find that look a bit kind of strange, I'll make them corner. So for example, if I have one here, these are smart. I'll just select these two and then make them sharp up here. So we have this. This looks a bit strange, so we'll just kind of smooth them out a little bit. And we don't want that type of. I'm going to angle these. Okay, so here's our base starting, and I think we'll back to our brush tool, and we'll add just an extra bit here and bring it out just to give it more depth. And we'll of course follow the lines of the mountain. But I'm getting a nice taper here because of this. Because of our taper in the brush, and we can double this up if we need to. And you're going to be seeing this very small, so any kind of little jags or inconsistencies will be fine. And you can kind of just experiment, follow the lines. I like to personally double up the ridge slightly, so I mean I'll put some kind of a line like this, because a lot of the times you would see peaks that would actually have this kind of they wouldn't be completely just one like sheer point. Again, we'll just build up more lines, and you can build, I mean really you can make it as detailed as you like. Some you mightn't see because they'd be behind this piece here. And some pieces might just come in from the side. That'll make it look a lot more 3D if you do stuff like this. I mean, I'm probably being a little bit over detailed for these as well, because they're really just like small map icons, and they will be, I mean, you'd probably see it at about, they could be tiny on the page, but I do like just doubling up stuff here, and then you can split them as well if you want to, just for, I don't like that. You can put even little extra bits of detail, like mini kind of. So now we've got something like this. I'll bring some down the side as well, because it would be on the other side. I prefer my first one, but that gives you an idea of how to and I'll double up here. Yeah, so it's a little bit rough and ready. So that's how I would do something like this. So I'm going to delete this now, because and use this one as an example. So this is great. Let's say we're happy enough with that for the moment. And let's say, oops, because I want to do everything kind of from scratch. So you guys have, go to the layer, where's that? Oh yeah, there we go. So let's assume we have a color for our map, maybe something like this you often see in fantasy maps. And we have, oops, just get rid of that. And we have our asset here. I'll have to, there we go. So we have our asset. Of course, if I select that asset now and I try and duplicate it, we have it, because you can see right through it. So what I would do now is I will take the pen tool. I'm going to take a different color, like let's take something kind of green color, and I'm going to put a background on this. And while this process might seem a little bit protracted, remember, like, these assets can be used over and over again. So once it's done once, you've a load of mountains, and you know, you can just double them, as you'll see. And you could just do a few of these and just reuse them. You don't have to be too precise with this either. Although when I'm coming up here, I'd want to be quite precise, because if you put them over something else, it'll be seen. So let's color that now. Oops. So there's our green, and we'll move it down. Oops. And let's just clean it up a little bit. You might find, like, the pen tool or whatever easier to use, whatever suits your workflow, but I just think for this, it kind of gives me the kind of effect that I was after. Something here, I'll just clean these up vaguely. So now I'm going to select this color, and I'm going to just choose our base map color. Then I'm going to select both, and lo and behold, we have our mountain done. Then I can simply duplicate this. I can make it smaller if I wanted to, although you'd want to keep it. So I just need to know if that's stroke. Is that scaling? Oh, okay. So let's get rid of this for the moment. Sorry about that. I'm going to come over here, ungroup all. I want to just check everything is scaled with the object, so that should all be fine. Okay, so sorry, we'll go back to where we were, and we'll just randomly pull out a few mountains. And so now you're left with something like this, and you have your mountain range, and of course you can select them again, move them before the others, and you can literally just start making mountains and putting them in as you need them, like randomly changing the size slightly so it doesn't look quite so uniform. And just try and be aware of tangents like this. Oops, I'm trying to select this one here. Try and leave a bit of space so they don't look like they're just plonked on, which they are, but it's just I'm doing it more for speed. So there we have a mountain range, and that would be, you know, the type of distance you'd see it at on the page. Let's get rid of all that for now, except for this, because you may want to shade these. There's various ways in which you can do it. If you want it to look very hand-drawn, you can kind of just do something with the pen tool. Just need to adjust the color. So you can kind of give that slight hand-drawn look if you want. Now obviously I'm doing this very quick so you can see it, but I would take a bit more time over it so it would look nicer. And remember, try and get to follow the points. This here is too straight, so we could again kind of gives quite a nice effect. and I would make these smaller now, quite a bit smaller, and do the same kind of, just keep making them smaller. And I presume you've hopefully seen some of my other tutorials, and you'll know that I'm just kind of doing it very quickly, using, taking one of these, holding the option and just dragging, and that will give me your little notches. And as I said, I'm doing this on the quick, so it's not quite as tidy. You can leave little spaces like I've here, or you can make them very ultra thick. It's kind of, so there's no gaps. I'm trying now, I've kind of this has come over here, which I would never have but as I said, I'm doing this for speed. But try and leave the up here, especially on the double lines where the light would kind of hit, you could definitely leave them nice and, no need to shade them. So obviously the shadow is coming from the sun, let's say, would be here, and the ray is coming down here, so everything on this side would be hidden or would have shadow. And you get the idea. And you can, so it's up to you how you want to keep them shadows. As I said, I wouldn't do it like this. I mean, I'd do it like this, but it would be nice and tidy if I was to do it. Then you can kind of also put in highlights if you wish. There's different ways of doing that. You can get the pen tool, let's say, and we could do, because highlights look pretty cool, and you could do something like this. Make sure you close it. So let's get a color for this for a second. So there's your one highlight there. Let's do another one here. Again, I'd be a lot more careful with this if I was doing it for an actual map. So I'm just going to do these two for the moment. Oops. Why have... Yeah. So actually, I'll do this one as well. I'm going to try the pencil tool here, just for speed. And now we'll select these, and I'm going to select the base color, so now they become invisible, and I'm just going to have a fiddle around up here to try and get a slight off, let's see, too white maybe, something like that. So now you have your little highlights if you wanted.